Okay, every employer I go to, and we talk about the Levy, the first thing they say to me is, we can't afford people to be day release off the job. Well, it isn't. So let's just very quickly, I think it's really, really important. If you take nothing from my session other than this, I think this is probably the most important point. Why have we got 20% off the job? We have 20% off the job for one simple reason, which is actually some of the horrors that have happened. So if we look at the Learn Direct report, there's a statement in there that there was no teaching and learning taking place. If we look at the First for Skills report, which was one that preceded it very early on, there is a statement in there that there was no teaching and learning going on. And I'm sure everybody in this room has experienced the training provider rolling into town with the clipboard saying, where's the exit? There's the exit, tick, understands health and safety. And actually, there's been too much assessment only going on. So actually, the department and the civil servants simply took a view, well actually, very, very blunt instrument, but took a view and said, we need to get away and stop assessment only. We need proper quality teaching and learning. And you could argue that Ofsted have actually been very slow at actually addressing this over the past few years. But that's why we have 20% off the job. You are, as I will always say to you, if you deliver 10% off the job of quality teaching and learning, you will not have your legs chopped off. If you are delivering no teaching and learning, you will have your legs chopped off. It's as simple as that. So let me give you an example. One of our competitors who are delivering CMI qualifications, it is done through web chat. The assessor, big credible organisation, it's done through web chat. They never see a learner. They have a caseload of 200. We have a caseload of 35. Caseload of 200. They never see a learner, and it's all done through web chat. That will get clamped down on and stopped because there is no real teaching and learning going on. If you take AAT, for example, again, a couple of providers out there who are delivering it as wholly distance learning, wholly online, with absolutely no teaching and learning going on. And that's what this is designed to stop. So if we look at leadership and management, the way we're delivering leadership and management, let's take level 3 over 12 months, it's between 6 and 10 workshops. That's not 20% off the job. But on top of that, it's underpinned and embedded with on-the-job activity that is naturally occurring within the workplace. And that absolutely counts as off-the-job training. So to give you an example, we have our own management development program. Adam there is on our management development program. He today is on a conference. He has 7.5 hours off the job that counts towards Adam's 20% off the job. So it's very much about spirit as much as it is about the blunt instrument of 20% off the job. So don't be fearful about that, and please talk to us about how we can help you with that. What we won't do is deliver wholly distance learning as a business, but it's really important. It's not day release. You know, there are models for leadership and management, as I've talked about, whether that's 6 workshops, 8 workshops, 10 workshops, it's exactly what you want. It's about building and designing programs to meet exactly your need. And it's about actually how you record the activity, because there will be lots of naturally occurring evidence going on. We're building a program at the moment for the Football League, a leadership and management program for the Football League, and we actually have our first football club that's actually on it. And we actually have the manager and the assistant manager on a level 5 CMI program because they've never had any structured management. And we ran our first session last week, and he said, what happens if I get sacked after 8 games? He said, and I said, well, you won't, because that'll be a withdrawal, and we're not going to allow that to happen. So I'll talk to the chairman. But really interesting. But it's about how you record it, not actually. So don't be fearful of 20% off the job, but be fearful if you want to just simply not have any time off the job and you want to embrace wholly distance learning and web chat, because that absolutely will get cut out. As I said there, if you are delivering teaching and learning, all is well, whether that's 10%, 12%, 15%. It's about delivering quality teaching and learning. Audit. I think I've really just touched on it. Collecting the 10% co-funding is really important. So a little plea from us as a provider. If you work with other providers, that's fine. But please tell us, because if we go into co-funding and we have to collect it from you, we get a little report that says we have to send you an invoice. And as you know, the way DAS works, dependent upon the ULN number, you can be a co-funded learner one day and not a co-funded learner the next day. So that's a really, really important one. Really important audit. We had a growth bid for some extra funding. They gave us our growth bid, but they told us that we weren't collecting our 10%. So the SFA are monitoring this on the ILR systems that are going through. And finally, compliance with the funding guidance. As I said earlier, the impact is not just on the provider. The impact is on the employer as much as it is the provider where there is actually an audit taking place. Audits are early. They're still learning themselves, but they're focused on 20% off the job, collecting the 10%, evidence of progression in teaching and learning. And then really, really important, it's about on that learning plan right at the beginning on 20%, how you document that you're going to deliver it. May change, but how you document that you're actually going to deliver it.